Hey, how's it going? It's Grant with the Garden of Eater. Sorry for tonight. We have a little bit of a late start. It's been a long week and it's just begun already. So we got quite a bit to cover just with the shrimp contest. But on top of that, we were just at Animal Con and we came home with a bunch of aquariums. And on top of that, there was a little bit of a car accident on the way home. We were not involved, but it did slow us down quite a bit and lost sleep because of it. We got a little turned around, but when we got home, we took care of the plants. There was no livestock or anything like that we had to take care of, but all the aquariums and everything like that stayed in the car. Somehow, some way, we brought home 4 large aquariums and didn't have to leave behind any of the kids. All of us fit in the car still with the stands. Buddy Ryan came by and picked up the stands for the kids' tanks and a bunch of other goodies that Fluval donated to our aquarium clubs here locally. And we basically had to unload the entire vehicle this morning. And then all of the orders from playing catch up from last week, we weren't able to ship out on Saturday because we were at Animal Con. And then, of course, now we are packing for the Keystone Clash. And I didn't even realize it was this close to 9 o'clock, let alone past 9 o'clock. Shelby's still wrapping up a few things. She might join us tonight. She may not. We just got so much going on in preparation for the Keystone Clash. Animal Con was kind of brought on to us a little bit last minute. I think we found out about it like two and a half weeks ago. And then on top of us just doing the 2 scapes where me and Shelby scape off against each other, they also set up 2 aquariums for our kids to scape. We all had about 5 hours. The kids only spent like 3 hours working in their tanks before they were finished. And then basically the longest part was filling up the aquariums all together, just making sure that nothing started to float or got disturbed. When filling them up a little bit fast, that can happen. So we took our time. We were the last ones to leave on Saturday, the last ones to leave on Sunday. That's just how it usually is on most of the expos that we go to. Thought with Animal Con, it would be a little bit more relaxing, but honestly, we kind of feel like we just got done with an entire aquashella and there was no shrimp contest, but tearing down the kids' aquascapes and 2 large aquascapes that I would say would compete in some of the aquashella competitions that we've done in the past. Not winners of, like, say, the championship in Chicago, but they would have done not that bad in the first Dallas one. So, a lot to catch up, but tonight's topic, we are going to cover the American Shrimp Contest hosted by Aquashella. This one is going to be in Daytona for the first time. It's in the same venue that they host the North American Breeders, Reptile Breeders Expo, which is a show that me and Shelby, we really love. It's near and dear to our hearts because it's one of the very first shows that we've ever went to. Showed up with a $500 budget and ended up blowing budget by about $360. So definitely caught the bug. It's a great large vendor hall close to the beach. It'd be cool to get some surfing in, even if it's just some boogie boarding or stuff like that before one of the expo days. But besides that, we are hosting the shrimp contest. It is the second one of the year. We're not doing 3 shows this year, so we're not doing a championship playoff, but we do have a total of 9 sponsors already lined up for this show, and we're going to work on getting some prizes for first, second, and third like we did with the last one, as well as the usual tank for the People's Choice that votes, so we get a little bit of the help from the exhibitors, and it's kind of like a bias from the native local people and not just our premier judges. Judging the contest so far, we have Lucas Bretz and then our very own Rob Bloomfield from Shrimp Envy. So the third person has yet to be announced. I was thinking about stepping up and judging it, but with everything we've got going on at Aquashella, I don't think it's wise to add on another thing onto my plate. So, gonna be. I already asked somebody else, waiting for a response. I have another backup as well. Eric Lucas will not be joining us. This will be his first American Shrimp Contest he's sitting out at, and we got to fill that hole in with someone special. It's a big hole to fill with Eric Lucas being gone. And then with the contest this time around, we have added in a new category to make Fancy Tigers or Tybees exclusive, so they don't have to battle it out against the Pintos. I'm sorry, Sterling, we're just running a little bit late. We do have quite a bit on the plate. I even rescued a possum today. Shelby goes outside to catch the Neocaridina, and she screams that there's a possum in it. Like, she's scared of a little baby possum. So I grabbed the dip net. I try to hand it to her, and she's like, no, keep it up in the air so it doesn't climb out. And then grabbed my shirt, wrapped it around, dried it off, warmed it up, went back to check up on it, and the little thing had scurried away. So successful rescue mission. I was worried that if he didn't take off on its own, that we were going to have to take it to the rescue or next door to my neighbor Kim, who is a vet tech. And we have a past of rehabilitating animals and bringing them to certain sanctuaries and stuff like that. So it was on the agenda today, but we didn't have to go there. But Shelby wouldn't let me bring the possum inside, so that didn't happen.
No, not a wild one. If it was like a homebred one or something wild, they just carry so many diseases. And...
It was aquatic one, though, clearly. How often do you find an aquatic possum?
I'm done with you.
At one time, she's like, so where's the possum at? And I was like, on the side of the house. And she's like, inside the house? Where? I said no. Like, I was like, on the side of the house where the dogs cannot get to it and bother it.
Unplug the bubbles.
Oh.
Thank you so much, Sterling. What were we just talking about? Yeah, I love possums. Are adorable. We actually saw one at Aquaticon, and it was a pet. But they do smell.
It was Animal Con, not Aquaticon.
What I'm sorry. I've been talking about Aquatic Expo today. And I mean, I would love to have one as a pet, but not a wild one that can carry like rabies and things like that.
Very low chance of them having rabies, though. I like them because they eat ticks. Florida has a little bit of a tick population. It's not overwhelming, but that's because of the possums. Anything for me? Should I just dive in?
I hope I didn't miss anything.
Excuse us tonight if we did miss any questions or anything like that. Ask them again. We will be happy to get to them when we can. Yeah, it's been a day. It's been a day. We did manage to get Shelby some Thai food today, but she didn't eat any of it, so...
I ate some.
Barely.
Not much. Barely. Struggling to eat in the past few days. Since a member for 16 months, we are getting those prints at the Keystone Clash. So after that, hopefully the next live stream, you guys can start sending your emails out so we can start getting those out to everybody that's been a member with us for 12 months.
And anybody that's been a member for 12 months at the Clash can pick up their print in person. That will be the one that Sam Scales has ready for us, he said. So excited for that. And happy birthday, Sam Scales. If you guys didn't know, today is Sam's birthday. We've got Sam Scales prints. We're going to give them away in celebration of his birthday. Not just yet, but I believe you can just hashtag Scales and that wonderful Fish Fam link generator will just pick that up. For the future. So you can get on that now. You do have to be here, though, 10 days before. So if you guys didn't know, today is Sam's birthday. We've got Sam Scales prints. We're going to give them away in celebration of his birthday. Not just yet, but I believe you can just hashtag Scales and that wonderful Fish Fam link generator will just pick that up for the future. So you can get on that now. You do have to be here, though, to win when we do draw that prize. And I don't know when it's going to be, but we are 1 minute away from pulling up Crypt Keeper onto the live stream. If he made it tonight, maybe he already went to bed since we weren't up.
No, he's in here.
Okay.
I think. I'm pretty sure he's in here.
If you want to come up, Crypt Keeper, we can do your segment just a little bit early because this week he does have extra days off for the Keystone Clash. And yeah, here he is.
Oh, wait.
Jumped the gun a little bit.
Oh, wait. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Here we go.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
Good.
Can't hear anything.
I can barely hear you this week. And anyway, you can talk a little bit louder for me.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
There we
way better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm just not close enough to the mic.
yeah, that's like night and day, my friend. Thank you.
Okay.
So this week's gonna be a little bit different. This week is my question of the week for you instead.
All right.
So I'm actually changing it up. There is 2 questions, but the first one pertaining to tonight's topic. What are you entering into the shrimp contest? Don't say exactly what it is, but just say what categories.
For Daytona,
Yeah.
that's going to be the crossbreed with the iMorph.
Okay. Anything else?
I might enter into a crossbreed Normali as well.
All right. So we did make things a little bit different. We split the Pintos and the Tybes. So you got a Pinto or a Tybe?
They're a Pinto.
All right. Oh, they could be a Tybe, so it wouldn't necessarily have to be a Pinto if you were like doing your purple Nanashi or something like that. So the second
which
question,
category would the Nanashi go in then? Is that part of the new one?
it would be the Tybe, the Pinto category, but I just called it wrong. It's the Tybe category. I don't know why I've been calling it Pintos. That was a mistake on my part. I'm catching myself now. It's been a long day. So my second question is, you've got a vendor table, not a vendor table. What kind of table do you have at the Clash? What is it called? A hobbyist table.
Vendor table.
All right. So at your booth, you will have a plethora of different crypts. You want to list off your crypts you're bringing?
Yeah. So I'm going to bring the Pink Flamingo. I've got 6 of those coming. I've got Crypt Lutea, Crypt Tropica, Undulata, Wendaddy Brown, Wendaddy Red, Wendaddy Green, Costata, Pontedera, and the one that melted out of all of them I can't bring is Wendaddy Mioya. And that one comes from the Mioya River specifically.
That one's hard.
That one's like pretty much melted on us, all except for one little guy in here, I think, or this one. I can't remember. One of the tanks has like one little tiny one hanging on, and then we've got one hanging on outside. It's a little guy. So,
yeah, so that's this one back here in the middle. That's
you don't have. Oh, I can't see it. Shelby's doing things on something else, but everybody else can see it.
Are you back?
You don't have any Crypt Spiralis?
No, I don't have any Spiralis or any of the Crispatula varieties.
All right, so I will be bringing the Spiralis. I might even bring some of the Crispus. What did you just say? It? Not the Spiralis, the other one.
Spatula.
Spatula. Is it
the crispy spatula?
Yeah, the crispy spatula.
Yep.
We have some of those that I can bring as well. So we do have a good amount of the other crypts that not all of them, but like some of the pink flamingos and stuff like that. You only have 6, so you should probably sell out of that. Is your table going on all 3 days or 2 days or 1 day?
It's going to be going on Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday morning I've got to leave at like 4 a.m. because my sister decided to have a wedding that day or something.
Yeah. Oh, and it was just your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
What kind of mosses are you going to be bringing?
So I've got Christmas moss, Taiwan moss, Pilo moss, flame moss, spiky moss is coming, and pointed spear. I know I've got enough to bring. I might have a couple others that I'll bring.
And about how many portions of each you think you'd bring in?
6 to 10, roughly.
Nice. What kind of shrimp you bringing?
For the shrimp, I've got Stardust. I've got some F1s off from my Blue Bolt Orange Eye project, so I'll bring those for pretty dirt cheap. The Red and Nancy, I've got a couple bags of those coming. I've got a bunch of Raccoon Tigers coming. Black and red crystal mix. I might bring a bag or two of the purples just to test the waters and see. I'm not sure if I have enough of any of the others right now to be able to bring.
So no Neocaridina.
Nope.
All right. And any fish?
Yeah, I've got some bristlenose plecos coming, and then
What
I've got
kind?
some. They're just commons. I got them from Nate the Shrimp Nut. He crossed some albino bristlenose with some lemon eye bristlenose, and from what I've been told, they just kind of revert more to the common form. So those will be available. And then I've got some assassin snails, some Malaysian trumpet snails will be coming down.
I was gonna ask snails next. You're jumping the gun, man. All right. Was there any other plants that I maybe left out?
I've got a whole bunch of frog bit that I've got to remove from the tank, so I might as well bring that.
All right.
And
We
then little odds and ends.
we escaped for Fluval at Animal Con, and they had a big box of plants, and they had enough plants for all of us to escape with, our kids, and then there was like 15 other kids that were all escaping for Fluval. They were all like kid YouTubers that were part of Animal Con.
Mhm.
And all of them used the fake plants and the fake decor. None of them used any of the live plants. So Fluval is just
Wow.
like, we have this box of plants if you want any of them. And some of them are in really good condition from the same nurseries that we get them from already. So we do have extra plants that we're going to probably bring to the Clash. Some of them are little oddballs that I don't even like really order, but I always have that one person that comes up to me and is like, "You got any Sagittaria?" And I'm like, "No, I'm sorry, but like now I got 2 pots of Sag, so let's go. I'm ready for them."
Yep. Yeah, I really like the dwarf sedge,
I don't even know what kind of.
especially in like a Caradina tank where the pH is real low and you can have a little bit more of high light on there. You can get the sedge to go really, really short.
Yeah, for sure, especially with your CO2.
Yeah, I've had that disconnected for about 8 months now.
So no CO2 in the house at all?
Not right now. I took it out when I was trying to kill off all those scuds, which have not come back at all yet. Thank God.
I thought you were keeping a
And,
Caradina tank going to see how long until it crashed.
No, I went like 8, 12 months, and I was still seeing babies after I pulled the fish out of there. So
You got scared, admit it. You got scared and you pulled the plug.
I'll
You're
hook
like,
it up
"It's
to my
happening."
purple tank right now. Threaten me with a good time.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm not going to take up more of your time. I know you got to get to sleep. You're going to miss all the good stuff, but I'm going to dive into tonight's topic. Shelby's going to bring up the Aquashella page, and we're going to go into a deep dive into the registration and the different categories. So you have a good night, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah. See you at the Clash.
Later, man.
Yep, later.
All right. Anything important to bring up before we dive in?
Just a couple questions. Brandon said, opinion on carpets, Cuba or Monte Carlo?
I'm always going to go with the Monte Carlo. The Dwarf Baby Tears is great if you have the
CO2?
yeah, if you have the CO2 and the high-tech tank and everything like that. But if you don't have that, the Monte Carlo is going to be your best carpeting option for low-tech tanks, period. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have a better one that I could possibly recommend.
Yeah, I would say that Cuba grows a little bit slower. You can grow it without CO2. it struggles a lot. It really does need CO2 to actually carp it really nicely. Where Monte Carlo can carp it, it's a little bit bigger and not as tightly formed as the dwarf baby tears. Um, but I do prefer Monte. It's much easier. But if you're looking for a slow grower and CO2, then the cube is pretty.
And Sam said the kids need some mentorship. If you were talking about the ones that use the fake plants, I wasn't there when they were escaping the tanks. Like
we didn't see them.
they did that the day before on Friday, and we showed up on Saturday and didn't even escape until 12, and we were all finished by 5 o'clock. So to think that we set up those aquariums in just 5 hours a time, solo too. We didn't have any help from one another. If anything, we made it harder because we were in such close quarters and we were sharing one another's tools. So we had our own fluval tools, but super glue and stuff like that was very sparse.
Mm-hmm. Scales said that he's painting some shrimp right now.
Oh, very nice. It's a great way to celebrate your birthday. I couldn't think of a better thing for me to do. Let's pull up the Aquashella page. Let's screen share this, dive into tonight's topic, so that way we can cover the Keystone Clash and Animal Con with y'all tonight. So first up, we've got the front page. Daytona is the location for this time. It's November 4th and 5th. I wanted to say 3rd and 4th. I can't remember if it was like 3rd and 4th last year or what, but 4th and 5th. So shrimp have to be sent in the 3rd of November or sooner. You can send it in on Wednesday, and the hotel will hold it for us. We set up the aquariums on Thursday, get all the water to the perfect parameters, just the right balance in between the high and low ranges that most of the breeders here in the States use. And then from there, we let the shrimp acclimate the day after, release them into the tanks, and then on Saturday morning, the shrimp are judged, and then Sunday, we announce the winners, and the shrimp are sent back home if they arrange that with us. If not, they must be picked up at the facility, usually around 5 o'clock. We can't even start working on the tanks until 4. And by the time, we get moving and catching all the shrimp and everything organized, it's generally like 5 o'clock by the time people are able to take their shrimp home. So with that being said, let's dive into Daytona. And you're going to see that our internet is very slow. Or there's a lot of people on Aquashella. One of the two things. So you're going to have to scroll down all the way on the main page. Go past all the creators, all the speakers. And then there's the contest. And you have the American Shrimp Contest. You can click on that. And you are going to be brought into a different page. And this is a problem where if people have pop-up blockers, you are going to be prevented from going to this page and then move on from here. So looks like John has updated the page from last time to our t-shirt logo that Sam did for Dallas. We will have a brand new logo, I think that Sam is working on right now, for the actual contest as a whole moving forward. When the contest was first set up, before me and Shelby took over, they put a prawn as the logo, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And then after that, we were given by one of the sponsors a banner that had a wild type shrimp on it when they had the largest gallery or library to choose from of like really nice high quality competition worthy shrimp, and they chose a wild type shrimp that just didn't even look that good. So that banner had to have been replaced, and the logo, of course, had to be changed. So we have our very own birthday boy, Sam Scales, to alter that and pimp it out for us. So diving into the shrimp contest, though, we have 7 categories now instead of 6. So basically what we did was we split category 5 into 2 categories, and that brought category 7 into play, and that's category 7 Caridina tie B, all colors and patterns. So category 1 though is still the same, Neo Caridina, all types, colors, everything from red cherries, orange lilies, to the new and I don't know, kind of out there, hard to get, rare type of the green emerald Rillies or the green jade Rillies. There's 2 different lines that you can get, but both of them, there's very few people out there breeding them because they're, hard to get, mostly imported. They haven't really been cracked into our new water parameters here in the United States to really get them going. They're dreadfully breeding very, very slowly on a rack that we built not last December, but the year before that. So almost 2 years old now. And they just really haven't taken off. We're getting breeding and actually a good percentage of them being actual Rillies and not culls. It's just they breed like ants and they don't grow very big. And I haven't trusted the system enough to throw them outside because they were imported, and I don't want to get anything contaminated with what we've got going on outside. Category 2 is also the same. The crystal category, we've got all colors and grades, everything from your normal red crystal shrimp to the super crystals. You can have the Santa hats, which are the white top or the white face, and then the rest of the body is red except for just the tip of the tail resembling a Santa hat. So those really are the kind of I don't know, top dogs in that category, I would say. Why are you searching Olitas?
Fisk asked a question. I'm just trying to figure it out for him. Okay.
All right. Category 3 is also the same. Taiwan bees, blue bolts, King Kongs, shadow pandas, red bolts. Everything that is a pure Taiwan bee is going to be in this category still. Nothing's really changed. I honestly think like the best way to score highest points in this category is with the nicest extreme blue bolts, but the easiest way is going to be an extreme red King Kong. And then category 4, that is the tiger category. This is all of the pure tigers, the ones that have not been crossbred, and the ones that are not wild types, of course. We went over that earlier. So the orange-eyed blue tigers, red tigers, black tigers, super tigers. You can have the green tigers could also be a possibility since it is kind of crossing over. But I would add in the Maria Caridina and not just keep them the Serrata gene and get them a little bit funkier. But as long as they are pure tigers, they can actually go into this category, and there isn't any B genes. The easiest shrimp to get the highest points and probably the highest possible points in general is going to be the orange-eyed black tigers. I say probably because I do think the ones that could compete with these are some orange-eyed blue tigers that are so deep and dark and blue, but also have the black tiger stripes still. They're really hard to come by, and you really want like that royal blue coloration to them, not like a faint blue. Those are nice enough that I think would compete against the black tigers, orange eyes, or some like really deep, bright royals that were good in size. But it's very hard, and those are very rare still. It's just so much easier to get the full coloration and big size on the black tigers with the orange eyes. What are you doing now? You're all over the place tonight. You're really throwing me off.
We have our collecting meeting going on in November for our club.
Yes.
I don't know what is needed for that. So, and how to be a part of it. Someone asked, so I was just looking up to make sure they don't need a specific.
No, so I haven't made a post yet.
A freshwater and saltwater.
Yeah, you would need a.
license.
You don't need a saltwater license. I don't believe we're going to go to a salty location. So you do need a freshwater fishing license. So Florida freshwater fishing license. You can't have an out-of-state one. So besides that, we just got to add the post and figure out where we're going to go. So we'll probably get to that when we get back from the Clash. All right, now Category 5 is where things get a little bit different. In the past, the Fancy Tigers have had to compete with the Boas and the Galaxy Pintos, the Nashi. And it's almost impossible to get a group of 5 shrimp that look exactly like this Fancy Tiger. It's a lot easier to get a group of 5 that look exactly like this Black Galaxy or Red Galaxy, whatever kind of Galaxy Pinto you're trying to go for. And because of that, because they're still such a high-grade rare shrimp, they do end up getting a lot more points than the Fancy Tigers. So to kind of make it more fair and to bring some justice to the well-respected Fancy Tiger, we have given them their own Tybee group. They're not just competing with Fancy Tigers. These would also be competing with, say, the Yellow King Kongs, also other Tybee variants like Crypt Keeper mentioned. He crossed orange-eyed blue tigers with some blue bolts. Those probably are not going to come up with anything nice right off the rip, but you could get some things that might compete with Fancy Tigers, but at that point you really made Fancy Tigers yourself. But if you were to cross those with, say, a tangerine tiger instead of an orange-eyed blue tiger, then you would have something slightly different, a little bit oranger in coloration that you could enter. But then again, you're competing against Fancy Tigers, and I don't think those stand a chance. Something to say? Can they not see this screen?
I don't think so.
Because it's a pop-up, so we have to share a new. You got to click on this one.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Hold on.
So
Stand by.
About that. I'm like
Stand
looking
by.
at the phone, like something's not wrong.
We'll get this. One of these days, we'll get a perfect live stream.
That was a while that I was like on there talking about.
All right.
It. There we go.
So this was the screen that I was talking about. We've gone through category 1 through 5. Category 6 is going to be the Caridina crossbreeds, all colors and patterns, but with the eye morphs. So we have our orange-eyed yellow King Kongs, our orange-eyed lapis, orange-eyed black King Kongs, orange-eyed red devils, and stuff like that. I think orange-eyed red devils and the orange-eyed blue steels are like the show winners for this category for sure. But
so they were classed with orange-eyed
red
tiger, blue body, not orange-eyed blue tigers.
All right, but it's Caridina Maria. But yeah, you would basically still be making fancy red tigers with that cross, or fancy black tigers. So with category 5, the orange-eyed red devils, the orange-eyed blue steels, these are like the nicest orange-eyed shrimp that are really out there. The orange-eyed lapis are really nice as well, but they're kind of like not all the same color. You can get the same pattern, but the hues of blue kind of change a lot. And it's just a lot easier to get the orange-eyed red devils, solid color, solid pattern. It just lines up easier.
Easy V Rider said, I'm curious to know what I'd get if I added PRLs to red pintos and or pure black lines to black pintos, specifically the mix of red and black pintos I got from you.
All right, so if you cross the PRLs to the red pintos and there's any black genetics in there, you'll get like all black Tybees out of that. You'll get Tybees out of the mixes regardless. Same with the black pintos and the pure black line. You can still get reds out of those, but you're just making Tybees, and then from there you're going backwards because the crystals were originally part of the cross of something to make the pintos, and it's like the beginning point. So you're going backwards by taking out the double pigment out of your Tybees.
Are you done with this page or I need?
No, I'll scroll down to that. All right, so category 6 would also include other eye morphs like the hollow eye gene. There are silver eyes out there. I've even gotten a new eye morph that kind of popped up where I have one that has like a blue eye and no black pupil. Like the center of the eye looks like it's a dull blue color. And it's not like a blind looking shrimp either, and it runs away from the net quite well. So I don't think it is blind. And then also in that tank, red eyes. And there, as far as I know, no orange eye genetics in there. They are a red steel cross, so technically there could have been some orange eye genetics in there, but I don't believe that would to be the case from those. So I think it might be a new eye mutation altogether. But whether or not it's replicated through breeding, that's to be found out still.
Fist just said blue eyes, question mark. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I try to get a picture of it,
that shrimp.
and
that
you
was weird.
can't. I can't
Almost
get.
like it's blind. What if it's got a cataracts?
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's because
Just
it's on
showing
the
everything I
inside
just
of the
did.
eye, and then there's still blue hue on the outside of the pupil, if that makes sense. So it's still in the eye, but yeah. The last category we didn't finish.
I'm so sorry. I just closed out of all the pages.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The last category is the Tai B category, category 7. This is going to be your Pintos, your Nanashi, Galaxies, Boas, everything that has a double pigment to it. So a Tai B crossed with a Taiwan B to get that double shadow effect where one layer shadows another layer to give it a double thick shell. And with that, each group would cost $25 per entry, and then you can enter 2 groups per category, so you could enter a possible of 14 groups altogether. You must enter 3 shrimp at the least. Any less than 3 shrimp will be disqualified, and you can enter no more than 5 shrimp. We do our best not to disqualify people. Please don't send more than 5 shrimp. I think the fair thing to do if you send more than 5 shrimp is to just pull one out on random, and you could lose your best shrimp that way. So definitely send in your best 5. Don't overdo it. And with that, I don't think there's anything else to cover other than like shipping. We did have Crypt Keeper mention it as a possible question of the week. Do we do anything different with shipping our shrimp or packaging them up for the contest? The only thing I really do is 5 shrimp in the bag and as much water as possible, and then I try to black out the bag as fast as possible so I don't stress out and lose color. And then we do use like a styrofoam box because I know they're not going through a sorting machine, and I don't have to wrap them up 1,000 layers of newspaper. Maybe not having to, put the not contestants, the organizers through all of the work to unwrap all of the burritos. But honestly, if that's the method that you feel safe with, we're willing to do that work because the
I'd
shrimp are
rather
worth
the
it.
burritos than the insulation because I feel like
no,
I'm
the
gonna
blown-in
die.
insulation is something totally different than the styrofoam. If you hand me a box with a styrofoam box at the show, I love those. I honestly don't complain about it. I just worry about shipping out styrofoam boxes because the sorting machines will just destroy those.
Oh, Dee.
There's no time
So
for yawning. I can't
Dee,
be
member
doing
for
that.
15 months. This time is going by so fast. 15 months already. I know. I can't believe it when I see it.
Dee, you are just quarantining yourself and staying away from everybody. We cannot have you at risk for missing the Clash 2 years in a row. So I want to make sure you're not going near anybody, staying away from anybody that coughs, that's for sure. Giving them a 2-mile radius away from you, okay? So that way you make it to the Clash this time. So looking forward, and we will have a print for you from Sam to give away in Keystone or Morgantown.
Goodness gracious. If anyone, I think I missed quite a few questions. Please ask them again, and we'll get to them. I'm on chat now, so I apologize if I missed your question. You got to type it again.
I think that's going to be all for the contest. We are going to do another live stream on the shrimp contest before Aquashella when we're not like in so much chaos. Probably like the week before the South Carolina show, just to go back over everything, answer people's questions that they might have with the contest, and like announce it beforehand. We knew we wanted to do this live stream and the topic for it, but just didn't have literally much time to promote it because we were at Animal Con last minute. And yeah, it's been quite a week, and it's going to be quite a week.
Thorn Trap said, how many Julie Corys is a good number for a 29 gallon?
So,
at least 10.
Yeah.
That's what I would do is I would put 10.
At least 10 is a good thing. I would say no less than 7 for sure when dealing with quarries in general. So you could do a group of 7, but I like Shelby's number of 10. You could go more, no doubt, but I'm not really the quarry expert. I just know we've kept quite a few quarries. We had a group of 10 in our 55-gallon tank, and those were quite fun to watch and bred quite prolifically all the time when it was cold out.
Thank you so much, Greg's Catfish Cave, for the $1 super chat.
I appreciate that. There was quite a few people with Australian accents at the expo there. We had Dingo and a couple others that were talking. Almost had the Australian accent today coming on the stream.
And I couldn't understand them. It's so funny. I struggle with some of it. I'm like, Grant, have you understood anything that guy has said in the last 3 minutes?
I just raffled off the last sentence. Just like, I don't understand how you can hear that. I'm like, it's because my family's from New Zealand and they have like the same exact accent. It's quite different if you ask them, but to us that have been on the American side of things, you kind of sound the same. My dad would be pissed if he heard that. Like, it's different.
Yeah, you don't do that. It is a little bit different. Actually, I feel like it's a deeper, gruntier sound. That sounded awful. That made it way worse.
People think my dad's from Boston because he's got the New Zealand accent.
Fish and Outdoors said, I know you was talking about Neos. If you need some, I'll sell you some of the ones I got. We have more than enough Neos to last us years. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Unless you got purples. I'll buy some purple Neos.
And Ashley said, wait, what South Carolina show? There's a one-day show. We need to share that on our social media if we end up going.
When we get back from the Clash, I'll figure it out for next Monday because I know while we're at the Clash, birthday boy Sam Scales is going to be bothering us to try and plan out. Not bothering us, but like egging us on to make sure we got the perfect fishing trip all planned out because it's a one-day show. We're going to make 2 days out of it and go fishing. So
Nathan says, if Rico agrees, would you be possible to for you all to bring a small piece of wood back to Florida? If it's actually small, Nathan. If you say it's small and it's this 6 foot long piece of wood or something, no. Usually we can find somewhere to fit it in, and then we are going to go down to South Florida. We have the Aqua Expo coming up in October. And a couple other things. So, yeah, we could probably bring it back for you. Unless it's really nice, then you might,
as long as we sell stuff. If we sell absolutely nothing and we come back with a full car still, there's no room. Like, there will be no room for a small piece of wood on the way there, or else we will get no sleep.
Joe said, hi, recently I bought 4 orange Neos, but they turned out to be all female. In your opinion, should I buy 2 male orange Neos or add a red male from another tank since oranges were bred from red? I would always buy orange because if you start mixing it with red, you'll get wild. Yeah. So you want to. The unfortunate thing about buying shrimp, and especially colors, most of the males lack a lot of color, even high quality ones. It's very hard to find males that have the full pigmentation, especially when it comes to orange. You'll see the bright, beautiful ones are usually female. So that's why you'll highly get a chance of more females to males when you're buying for color. But yeah, I would always just keep buying orange to get more. Especially when you just buy more of you'll have higher chances of getting male. I'm so sorry, that did not come out right. Buy more shrimp and you'll get higher chances of more males. But
Or if you're buying shrimp from like the pet store, there's a chance that they're all imports and you get a lot of females.
welcome to the team, Amisa. What? That you have a different membership name, YouTube? Well, welcome on this one too. Thank you so much.
Maybe she just changed her name. She's letting him know that
Yeah,
the name change
yeah.
is coming, and then eventually the Amisa will drop off. But welcome to the team. You get a holographic sticker. Email us at thegardenofeater@gmail.com, and we will send you you got to send us the address, and we will send you the sticker, a little thank you card, and a code to the website for 10% off. All members will receive that, so a little perk to our YouTube memberships. As well as, once you've been a member for a year, you get a Sam Scales print and a 20% discount code, one-time code. The 10% code is good for as long as you want, as long as you're a member. Honor it. You know? We got to make that 20% code, though, before we go to the clash.
Yeah.
All right.
So Zen said Australian accents aren't as hard as for me to understand as New Zealand. Yeah, usually I can understand Australian. I don't know if it was just because there's so much going on or his mouth was too close to the mic, but it was just not. It was gibberish to me. But New Zealand is super hard, and the only time like I really had an experience with it is when we went out to a hibachi grill, which is extremely loud and obnoxious, and like it was the first time meeting his grandfather, who has a very deep New Zealand
It's thick.
accent, and he talks very low as well. So I'm over here like I have no idea what you're saying, and I am trying not to look stupid, like that deer in the headlight look, and you're like trying to impress someone. And I'm pretty sure that's all he's gotten for me is just deer in the headlights. Like, what's wrong with this girl? Sam said, of course, if you have an Aussie accent, you're automatically an animal influencer. You should be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we did get to meet some cool people. I want to say Forrest Griffin. Those that watch UFC, you know why I want to say Forrest Griffin. But we got to meet and talk to Forrest Gallant. He came up to us while we were aquascaping and said how nice the tanks were, and he wishes the ones at his house were as nice and clean and kept and escaped as well. And I was like, oh, we could come do that for you. And he's like, oh, you're ever in California, I'd have you do it anytime. And then I was like, what's your name? And he's like, Forrest. And I was like, you look a lot thinner and smaller in person, but can we get a picture real quick? So he's like, yeah, you ever in Cali, look me up. So maybe we'll escape a tank for him one day. We also got to talk with Brian, scheduled a date, not real date, but end of November, we will be going
out to dinner.
up to Michigan and scaping a tank for his legacy aquarium. We talked with Paul Carifo about possibly coming to the house and doing a video. Got to see Dan the Turtle Man, our good little friend over there, who's now moving to Florida. He'll be another Florida resident as well.
He's
probably going to be able to do some more things, collaborations with him. Also got to see Will Nace and Mark from Custom Aquariums, and then our good friends at ZoomEd and Fluval, and then just really good time all around. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh, Serpa Design, got to talk with him again. Always nice seeing him. Possibly going to invite him over once the house is done as well. Do something with him, but
met some cool kid YouTubers, a family of YouTubers
that has a llama. So yes,
they live in Florida, so it's really cool.
We'll be hitting them up first of all to see the llama, and then if they're cool, we'll hang out. So
Sam Adeline was not there when we were there. We did purchase 2 of her artwork coloring books for Layla, and she was super happy. It would have been nice to meet her. Her artwork was incredible, and you should see some of they had little organizers, and it had
I wasn't
like,
gonna
the
say
picture.
anything, but
It was
Sam,
so
step
cool.
up your game, birthday boy. Like that, it made things a lot easier for people to just be like, I want this print and
I
grab
was
it.
too fancy.
You just need little tiny photos of your prints as like little
That was cool.
organizer tabs. But like, yeah, it was a cool little print book that Layla got.
So, and you should do that with yours too, because like Layla would absolutely love to color all of your artwork. It's just a cute little coloring book, and they were only like $10. So, I mean, those things were flying like hotcakes. They barely had any left. Corey Aquatic says, how does the giveaway work? So you type in the chat hashtag scales, SCALZ. I hope I spelled that right. And then once we are ready to give it away, we will pop it up and spin the wheel. So super easy.
Sam, are we going fishing?
We have
This week?
3 giveaways, by the way.
Oh no, Sam, are we going to collect hellbenders, or not collect hellbenders? Are we going to go
Find them.
see hellbenders in the wild? I'm always so used to collecting with Sam, but hellbenders you don't take out of the wild. But to see one in the wild in person, are we still doing that, Sam? Don't shoot my dreams down tonight.
Shrimpin' Ain't Easy said, my local fish store was saying they had blue Aurora shrimp turnout. I think they were blue diamond or blue dream. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a big difference between blue Aurora shrimp and blue diamond and blue dream. You would be able to tell for sure. So with the blue Aurora, obviously they are still going to be blue, but they will have that beautiful tiger print onto them.
Very slightly. Some of them don't. They
It's
could
very
have
rare.
very little tiny dots on them though, or a back line that the blue nails really don't have.
And then, but if you had the blue diamond and blue dream and they were coals, they could look like it, but you'll see that it's a different striping. So it would be clear with like blue stripes on them. So that would be different than the blue Aurora, which are blue with black striping on them. So
and the Auroras
that's
have
where
like
you'll
the
tell the
thinnest
difference.
stripes. The Neos
Yeah.
will have like bands. They're not really stripes.
Yeah. So I wish we could pull up pictures at the time, but like going through the 3,000 pictures that we both have on our phones.
Well, speaking of pulling up pictures, we had a subscriber send in a photo that was worth sharing. So they have gone through and watched, I think, all of our videos all the way through, all of our live streams, probably all the videos too. Share.
Oh, sorry.
So we got no culls in these jeans, and this is from Mimic, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still laughing about this. This is so cute.
So like Mimic, I would make this a t-shirt tomorrow if it just was a little bit more tangerine tiger-like and not as much orange prom-like. But that is perfect, man. That you got that. It looks great. I was really. Can we make it like 150%? There we go. There we go. Let's see it now.
Much better.
This was like the thing that made my day this
Stupid.
morning. I was like, all right, I gotta get moving. So you're the man, Mimic. This is the comment of the week so far. You guys gotta beat this one. Then the other thing was I sent you the screenshot of the person who got the answer right last week and will get the Sam
Oh, I
Scales
forgot.
print.
Where's my phone? I already lost one.
You have both
It's right in my
phones.
face.
Shelby.
I'm getting loopy. I'm so tired.
It's all right. So, oh man,
You didn't send it to me.
I didn't.
You just told me about it.
No.
And it's was it Black Nature?
No, it's not that simple. I swear. There, Living Dream Aquatics.
There we go.
Yeah, so I said it wasn't that simple. Right? There's life to it.
Yeah.
So, Congratulations, you got the answer right. The answer was we have our Caradina tanks above the Neo Caradina tanks because if it was in reverse, the KH would drop down into our aqua soil tanks and start to shorten the lifespan and alter the parameters of the soil. So, therefore, if there's ever any floods, leaks, or anything like that, hey, I try not to flood, but you can't possibly try not to last forever without leaking. So leaks do happen. So to prevent any possible KH leach into our water, we do have the Caradina tanks on top. It would be beneficial to have the Neo Caradinas on top just because they do better in the warmer water, but yeah, life doesn't work that way. If gravity went up, that would be awesome. Or not. Nobody would be on Earth.
Eduardo, if you're still in here, are you going to the Clash? I see that you commented real quick, but you said you're just stopping, so hopefully I asked before.
If he's not at the Clash, we'll see him in a month after that at the Aquatic Expo in Florida, hopefully.
But Scale said, yep, fishing is going to be amazing.
I didn't want to know about fishing. I want to know about hellbenders. Salamanders, man.
Easy
All about the sals.
Easy V Rider says, where are the New York shows at? Those have been gone for a while.
So,
I don't know the last time we were in.
It wasn't even New York. It was New Jersey.
Experience,
but
which took me forever to remember.
It's one of those things where I don't think the aquatic experience did well enough there. And then there was one Aquashella there, maybe not even, because the aquatic experience went there to like save its show, and it still died there. So I don't think Aquashella thought it would be a very good point. And then not only that, but Big Bull's Little Plates isn't a thing there anymore. So like, why even have a show there?
That stuff was so good.
It's
That's
delicious.
closed down?
Yeah, it's no longer a thing.
I thought it was renamed.
Maybe it's renamed, but when it's renamed and sold to somebody else, they change it, and it's never the same, and you lose out.
For sure. SC Catapulta says, y'all coming to the Southern Aquatic Experience? Is that the South Carolina show?
Yeah, so that's the South Carolina show. It's 2 weeks before Aquashella. It is a strong possibility that we're going to go to that show. We're going to get through the Keystone Clash first, and if they still have a booth available, we will be there for sure. It'd be nice to see you again.
And I'm not caught up in chat. No. Oh, Nathan says it's not 6 foot. He said it's perfect for a 20-gallon. And then Richard said if we can't take it, he can take it. So.
Richard coming in through clutch.
Mm-hmm.
So Richard.
Sometimes we just have too much stuff coming back.
Richard will have a bunch of live cultures for us to sell at the table. We'll have vinegar eels and then 2 different kinds of worms. I can't remember. My dyslexia is like gonna say the wrong one no matter what. So I'm not gonna say what kind. It's like micro, Walter, banana. I don't know which one's gonna be missing. The one you want. That's the one that'll be missing. What is Matt saying?
We just ignore that. Dee said she's going to be worn out from hugging everyone at the Clash. I actually was worn out.
No hugging before the Clash. You stay away from people.
Oh, man. That's funny. So Shrimp It Ain't Easy said, can you breed gold line yellows and regular yellows? It seems my regular yellows also have golden lines.
Yeah, so what I'm going to say is there's no regular yellows out there anymore. When we were first in the hobby, the regular yellows without the back line, there was a few colonies out there, and then everyone just started getting the ones with the back lines, and I don't think there was any farms out there that was trying to keep them separated, to keep the lines from crossing. And now it is a dominant line where every single Neo Caradina line out there has a back line.
Fishing Outdoors. What's a good price for yellow Neos?
So anywhere from $3 to $5 is a good price. If you're buying off of somebody locally in your group or something like that, and they're high grade, $5 isn't a bad price. We sell them for $4 on our website. They're a really solid line. They'll outbreed any of our other Neocaridina. Really low cull rate. And I'm not going to say there isn't cheaper ones than $3, but you can find $2 locally nice Neocaradinas sometime, but not everybody's that lucky to live in that area.
We did meet the VC kids. I'm laughing because the fact that you picked that out. How would you be able? There was actually other YouTube family members there. We only met one of the younger boys too, and then the parents. So
Jaden was politicking for sure. Any kid that came by his tank, he's like, hey, you should vote for me. And he thought he had it in the bag because everyone was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for you. And he was like so excited to hear the results, and then Layla beat him, and he was just so down. He was like, oh man. So
MB Reef says, what's the information for King's? Oh goodness, Keystone Clash. I couldn't say it because it's Red Rocket kept trying to read that. So that is this weekend starts. Actually, we should probably pull up the page.
Oh, you can pull up the page, but Matt just brought up the link. Basically, it's in Morgantown, Pennsylvania this weekend, and it's in the Holiday Inn.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's a great little show, and it's got mostly everything for freshwater that you could ever imagine. I didn't see stingrays there last year. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I didn't see
I hate going up north and not seeing stingrays.
Yeah, such a shame. Amisa said you should come out for Fendig in Sacramento, June of 2024.
So there's a lot of things calling us towards California. We might have possibly made it to the Fendig this year, but somebody else came in and took all the speaker money. So I'm not going to mention any names, but maybe next year.
And then Scale said, I fly to shows. She drives a Sprinter van, so she can fit much more product. But
I wasn't saying about lack of product. I'm just saying these little tiny tags on top. I think you'd sell a lot more artwork because there's a lot of those old guys that like to buy your work. I'm just saying that at my table.
Yeah,
I'm only selling crits to old men right now, okay? And I have a bin, all right? And shuffling through, a lot of them get real frustrated and they don't want to look through everything. But if we had little tiny pictured tabs on top, I think they just grab the fish that they're interested in breeding and then buy that one.
Gina said, so I'm definitely hitting up all the art booths at the Clash. Yep, me too. The thing is, it's a lot of the fish fam and those people that always are there to support everyone in the fish fam. So I like to support them and buy their art too. So I always like to try to find something.
We've got a lot of artwork that's not hung up because we got too many racks in the house. So we need to buy a new house to hang up the artwork and then buy a warehouse to hang up the tanks.
Well, I also need picture frames for most of them. That's my biggest problem. I would hang them up, but I get a little too crazy with pictures sometimes. I think I have probably at least 10 artworks that aren't hung up from over the years.
Is there a better time in live fish fam history other than Rico Stan telling Local Dave on live chat or live stream that he should be there, that he should come there in person, and then Local Dave's in the room and he goes, I'm right here. And then Rico realized that was Local Dave, and it was a whole realization. And at that moment, Local Dave became a star. He really did.
Fist said, I accidentally caught what I believe was a hellbender a few months ago. It was bigger than my boot. That's amazing.
And you didn't take a picture of it and send it to me?
Probably was like, what is this? Put it back and goes, I probably should have took a picture of that. Fishing Outdoors says, how do you guys sex shrimp? Odd question. That's pretty easy, honestly. You can go.
All right, so this is not the best.
That one to the left and then this one.
I know. All right, so you see the belly on this one? It's got the curvature. It's got a nice swollen gut you would say. It's not just going to be swollen here; it's also going to be swollen outwards as well. And then the other way to tell is its little antenna up here is going to be shorter, and the reason is on the males. The antenna is super long, so they can sense when the hormones are in the water when the females are all ready and buried. And you can see this guy, he's got no belly, nice straight body going down the side. With Sulawesi shrimp, though, it's a little bit different. The females have a V in their neck, or their back. They're just arched.
We actually should take pictures and try to get that.
I think we should try to take pictures and then have Sam Scales like draw it up perfectly.
I can make a little chart.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says Shelby, I thought you were Team Matt.
She just pretends to be Team Matt, so you keep donating $2.
That's a good one. No, I like to keep the comments to myself. That's why he's not supposed to read them. I get to enjoy it.
I get the cliff notes though from our lovely mod.
Thank you so much, Matt. And thank you for your next $2 super chat. I'm not going to bring up. Thank you so much for that. And then I think so. Dee Dee does have I don't know if anyone can put that in the comments below, but I believe Dee Dee has a video about Keystone Clash. And then Gina said, Grant and Shelby, next time y'all in, what's STL?
St. Louis?
Yeah, so probably St. Louis. We should all pitch in and do a behind-the-scenes tour at the reptile house at the zoo. Y'all see their breeding tubs for the Hellbent. Oh, yeah, behind the scenes for the St. Louis Zoo. We should do that.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a
really
possibility.
Nice. No, that's always a possibility. Almost every zoo lets you do that. You just have to pay money. Yeah, Fishy Plumber has found some too. I'm jealous.
Yeah, I've only ever found our newts, and I've been flipping stones and rocks and boulder. I just keep naming rocks. I'm trying to say logs. How hard is it to just name a wood type? Oh man. Yeah, and creeks all over the place ever since a little kid, and the only newts I've caught are the ones here locally. So catching any kind of salamander in the wild would be a dream come true. And just taking a picture of it and letting it do its thing, that'd be awesome.
Eduardo is not able to make it to any trips.
Very disappointed, Eduardo. First, you missed my talk.
Due to hospitalization and a hospital stay.
Okay.
What is wrong with you?
Sorry, I didn't know all the details.
I
hope you get better,
for a fast recovery and you feel better. Don't listen to Grant.
I said I hope you get better. Listen to that, at least.
Yeah, at least that. Scales is talking about Fishtoberfest is coming up in Portland, Oregon. That's September 30th if you're up there. That's a good show too. Why didn't we make that one this year? What's in the way of that one?
Nothing is.
So far.
It's just so far away.
Yeah, it is pretty far. That's why I'm like worried about California. That's so far. It is such. It's like not even enjoyable to go there.
Yeah, I don't even know when Fishtoberfest is, but yeah, it's.
Can we take a cruise to California?
Mm.
That would probably take longer, wouldn't it? It would take so long.
I don't know
like
if any cruise ships go through the Panama Canal, but malaria is probably mad high going through there. I don't think they do that. So we have a plethora of different plants, shrimp and fish, even snails, shrimp foods, and a bunch of custom aquariums from P&W that will be at the Clash. If anybody, though, wants something special like Sulawesi shrimp or a specific Caridina, I probably won't be bringing much Caridina-wise except for like tangerine tigers and other kind of tigers that would do well in tap water conditions like we normally do. But if somebody would like something or if I've already talked with you, send me a reminder, please, because besides Crypt Keepers, Tapwater, Tangerine Tigers that I've been saving for them, I can't really think of anything else I'm supposed to be bringing to the Clash as of right now that's special for anyone. I know people have requested Raccoon Tigers and the Mosaic plants. We, of course, will be bringing those kind of late in the season, but you'll be able to get to enjoy what few months you have with them. I'm going to ask this.
Fist said, so is it possible to breed that yellow back line and back out, or just start over making a yellow?
So I think it is possible. I think it's going to be easier to breed the back line out than it is to make your own yellow from scratch. I just think it's going to take a lot of work, and there just isn't anybody that is going to put the time and effort and patience to do it, because it could take several years. It might not just be as simple as crossing 3 or 4 of them that have weaker lines until you get one that doesn't, because they could still throw like 50% of the ones that do have back lines. So it could take some time, but it's possible.
Scale said, next year art display will actually blow everyone away. I'll be driving to many shows, lights and music and stuff. That's cool. Like I have been saying since like day one, I miss the first couple of Aquacellas because it was like darker and the music was louder, and then like a lot more black lights and kind of like a different vibe. I really miss that. I know like some of the older people are definitely complaining that they couldn't see anything. The music was too loud, but I felt like it was such like if we could do like half and half, that would be so cool because it's just like such a cool vibe. It feels like you're almost going through like a art club, like a nightclub. Like it's so cool.
I like that there was like DJs on the other side of the room, so it was like they were battling one another.
It's cool. And Johnny says, "Great and beautiful Shelby, greetings from Brooklyn, New York. Welcome in."
Didn't you get some shrimp off of us? How'd the shrimp make it? How are they doing?
I can't read fast tonight.
It's all right. I don't have much to talk about tonight. Pretty much just getting ready for the Clash, and then Animal Con. And there wasn't much to talk about at Animal Con. We just escaped some tanks. We met the people we already talked about. The kids held some snakes, and
Had an owl.
yeah,
Layla really
pet an owl.
Matt says, "I've been bamboozled." Thank you so much for the $2 super.
Matt, you never emailed me about the sign holder. I wanted to get a sign holder for the Fish Fam link for, not a sign holder, but oh my God, I am fumbling. The display.
Mike,
the
are you
Fish Fam
coming
link.
to the Clash? Says, gobble gobble, we like the wobble. Gosh, dreams come true. Now they gotta play the wobble baby, wobble at the Clash. I would laugh if someone just brings like a huge boombox speaker and tries to get everyone to do the electric slide, and then we film everyone of the Fish Fam doing the electric slide. That'd be so funny. Sorry.
Too much.
I mean, what did we do last year? We did something for colored guppies who couldn't make it. We did a video. So, I mean, we can all get
fumbled
together.
that. If anybody watched
It was
that,
so
I
bad.
said the wrong thing.
And
like,
I just give
every
Grant
time.
the look. It was bad.
It's hard when you're not getting like any sleep at these hotels. I don't sleep like at all in these hotels. I'm gonna set up an aquarium though at the Clash with a bubbler. I'm gonna sleep like a baby.
Fisk
Make sure you
emailed
pack
a
that
couple
for me.
photos. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
Just setting up a mini tank with a little bubbler, so we have some bubbles in the hotel. Fall asleep to.
That's a good idea. We can actually do one of Harley's P&W tanks and then plug it into our phone.
Not a bad idea.
Abstract says, have you ever wanted a shrimp and fish so bad, and when you finally get them, you were disappointed in the species? Never the species. The quality, for sure.
Yeah.
I've gotten rummy nose tetras that were like outstandingly beautiful, probably the prettiest ones I've ever seen. Got them in a tank and they all died. Gotta love it. imports when they say they're quarantined for 30 days. They ain't quarantined for 30 days.
I can't really think of any fish because I've never bought in fish online. We've only ever gone to like an auction or bought them at shows in person.
I just realized that. I don't think we've not once bought
The
something
one time
online.
we ordered fish was from Jason at Primetime Aquatics, and he hand delivered them to us. And those were like the thread fins, the green kabutai rasboras. They blew, and the peacock dudgeons. They all blew my mind. So there was no disappointment there. But like Shelby said, when it comes to quality, the 100%. Oh wait. The dwarf neon rainbows were kind of disappointing at first, but they have really colored up. If you saw my Facebook post,
Yeah, when they're babies, they were ugly.
or Instagram, those really colored up. But like
blue.
Shelby said, with the quality of the shrimp, orange neos were very disappointing.
They are.
I had to buy 6 bags of orange neos from 6 different people to get our original colony going, and still to this day, the oranges are like the least nice shrimp that I have out of all of our neos. They're not that bad, but like compared to every other Neocaridina colony that we have, the oranges are just not up to those standards or that level. What are you looking at now?
I'm trying to think of anything that I've not just equality is usually where it like goes downhill. Like I've had emeralds, for instance. Emerald rasboras. Like they were stunning in my tank, and then I gave them to my dad for his tank because it was like green, and he kind of likes tetras and stuff. Man, those things looked ugly for like 3 weeks. They did not have a single bit of color on them because they were unhappy being changed into different water parameters. And now, like months later, they're finally back to green. And my dad's like, "Wow, I actually really like these." When at first he was like, "Why did she give me these ugly fish?" It was bad. But sometimes quality of things could change with like it being comfortable. Even shrimp do the same, where it could take like a couple months for some shrimp to get comfortable enough to show their colors. I've seen that on a lot of people that have bought shrimp from us. They're always like, "What's going on?" And some of like the fire reds, it takes them a little bit to finally get like their full pigmentation to not look like so stressed out.
Or this one time where I bought blue crystals and they ended up being blue Neocaridina. That was disappointing. That was at the auction before I looked at the bags, but I was like, "Ah, what are these blue crystals?" You never know with the clubs.
And Fishing Outdoors said, "Where's Fishtoberfest held at?"
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
And then Ed, I didn't know your toes were at risk. Of course, take care of yourself. That is far more important.
Nathan's saying people will still pay for free pictures. Yeah. That's so funny. It's so true, though. Scotty said, "Do I need to remind Grant about whatever you are donating, or is that already packed?" Already forgot. We ain't packed anything.
What are we donating?
Remember, the silver membership is so much cash, and then the others donated.
Oh, I thought we were donating one of the Aquascape tanks.
Yes. So bringing that is what we need to do. Just don't forget. But not like we couldn't just pull things off our table to make up.
It was just going to be there, Scotty. And I was just like, "Oh, yeah. Got you."
We'll have the tanks.
Yeah. That's what's actually being shipped to the hotel. So
Scotty said we will have live music at the Clash this year. Please don't tell me it's a strange person you got though. Like, is it a DJ or is like
Eric Wyrock with the guitar and no shirt? I'm more concerned about the ice cream party. Is that legit? Because I see no post, no like announcement of it, no meeting location. It's not on the itinerary. Like, I think you were kind of leading me on, and now that I'm signed up and silver sponsored, like, there's no ice cream party.
Mike,
if I get there, there's no ice cream. I know there'll be ice cream because Mike will be like, "Nobody got this kid ice cream," and he'll show up with ice cream because that's what kind of guy Mike is. but like I'd rather not rely on Mike for my food at all these shows. Like I can get substance other ways, and he's not a local when we go up there. So somebody needs to take care of Mike. Like local Dave, you got to find a local spot for New Local Austin to go get breakfast at. It's a requirement. Local Dave isn't watching, so Sam, it is your job as birthday boy to let Local Dave know he's responsible for getting New Local Austin food one morning. It's his responsibility.
And then, so, yeah, you already talked about that. Oh, goodness gracious. Shark Fin, the print draw has not started yet. We will start that probably in a minute because we're already at 10:40 our time.
Yeah.
So, and then Johnny
Hashtag
said,
scales if you're not in on the giveaway already. Stay away from Dee Dee. That cough.
I'm actually worried because the kid down the street is sick. And she's like standing at the bus stop. She's like 5-6 feet away from us, but she's like, I was sick. And she's like still like sneezing and coughing. And she's like, my mom's making me go to school today. And the doctor said I'm better. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. I'm like, you should be at home getting like some chicken noodle soup and sleeping. Kids need a little bit more time to recuperate. These absences are crazy to me. Johnny said, my shrimps I bought are still alive and healthy.
Glad to hear.
Um,
And then scales. I don't think Matt is going to be. Matt doesn't show his face at these shows.
yeah, Dr. Anthony will not be at the Keystone Clash, unfortunately.
He's got some back issues.
Coro says Grant needs an air pump, a jar, and a sponge filter to fall asleep. We need like 60 of them because like one is not loud enough. We've already figured that out. But now actually the pump in our room is actually too loud.
It's better than
and
nothing, though.
Too much bubbles. It is better. Actually, I think I sleep better because it is so loud that I can't hear you breathing.
And it's not that it's a new pump. It's the old pump with just bus tanks on it. So they're all cranked and dialed down at the same time. And it's just cranking.
Listen, if someone does show up with a boombox, please hold it over your head and play In Your Eyes for 80s nostalgia things. Yes, that would probably make my whole day. It's the little things like that. I mean, so many people are so embarrassed to do things like that, and I am for sure not the person. You should have heard me at Disney Springs. Ended up, that was pretty cool. We found an ice cream place, but it ended up being like, we went past the Disney sign. My kids have never been to Disney. And it said, welcome to Disney. And I'm like trying to reiterate to the kids, I'm like, I'm so sorry. We're only going to get ice cream. We're not going to Disney. I'm so sorry. It was so like, it just said ice cream and it had really good reviews. Okay. It looked fancy. But we get there and I already lost the whole reason why I was talking about this.
The ice cream was great, though.
It
wasn't the best. A little bit like weird flavors. I was lucky they had one flavor that I'm like, all right, this one will work. And then they had another flavor inside that they were almost out of. And I'm like, all right, that one's even better. So I'll take both. And then on top of that, there was a donut shop right next to it. And we grabbed donuts for the next day. And that was the best donut that I've ever had. And I was like, I asked the lady, I was like, hey, is there jelly in this donut? Or is it like, what is it? It's just a raspberry jelly? Like, there's obviously got to be something else to do with the black raspberry, right? And the lady just goes on and, like, names all I wanted to know was the raspberry jelly. And she goes, yeah. And then it's also got goat milk cream cheese. And I'm like, oh, my God, no. Why'd you say that? Like, I don't want to know about the goat milk cream cheese. Like, it's not going to bother me, but, like, if there's anything off, I'm just going to be like, yep, not eating this thing. But I ate the whole thing thinking about the goat cheese in it. Like, wow, this is really goat? Like, this is the goat freaking donut I've ever had. So, yeah, it It was great.
The whole purpose was I was walking there. It was so busy. It was like a Friday or Saturday night, and it was so busy there. And I was just literally singing to Grant about like, you brought an introvert to the extrovert world. Please let me go home. Like too many people. I don't like big crowds, and there's just so many crazy people out there.
Here I am living it up though with this homemade or
I'm ready
like
to go
freshly
home.
made waffle cone, triple scoops, waiting in line for the best donut that I ever had. And then
The line was
the
long.
things were massive. And we're just like, oh, let's walk by. And at first I smelt the cones, but I thought it was the donuts. And then I realized it was the cones. So I was like, oh, I'll get a cone. I don't usually get a cone. And I was like, well, what does the donut smell like? You couldn't smell them. They weren't making them like fresh right at that moment. But oh my God, was that donut good the next morning still. I can't imagine what it tastes like fresh.
This said I got Dwarf Neon Rainbows from y'all and LRB, and they're sweet and flare up a hard line on their heads when flaunting. Yep.
All right, I'm glad you read that because I got do not resuscitate from y'all and LRB. Like you got a DOA or something. And I'm like, dang, from me and LRB?
It's like, so we cannot save you guys if you're dying.
Hashtag scales. This is your last call. We should pull that now because we
And
said 1 minute,
SC
5 minutes ago,
Sorry,
Shelby.
SCALZ. Actually, I have a good reason. There's a couple people that were spelling it wrong, so I was giving them a minute to spell it right. Sorry, and I was giving you a second to talk. And then Johnny Best asked, water TDS is 40. If using Brightwell Escuro, is it good enough to house Caridina shrimps?
No,
That's
the
too low.
TDS is way too low. You need to get that up to 110 at least. With a GH of 4 or 5 is what we recommend. Generally, we keep our TDS at 130 to 160. The sweet spot being like at 150.
All right, let's pull that.
No yawning.
I am apologizing to everyone that's probably yawning right now. I said now twice, and I cannot figure this out. There we go. We're gonna get there eventually. And
I'm so happy you
refresh
showed
this.
up because I was gonna struggle trying to put this all together.
All right.
I had everything out and
One more
open
time.
and ran through it before I started the live stream, but
Make sure I see one last comment that just got in.
I
and
wasn't
they're
ready.
Here.
67 entries for Sam Scales' birthday celebration giveaway.
And let's see.
Sam, you come out with us when we're in Pennsylvania and ice cream's on me.
Let's spin. What
I
is
feel like
that
it could have
one?
came from an ice cream truck.
Scotty, look, we don't even need to mail it. We could just bring it to you. Congratulations, Scotty. I don't think you've ever won anything from us yet. That was awesome. Are you still here, though? That's the real question.
Ooh.
You gotta make sure you comment.
Now, did Scotty go to sleep early? That's
Yep, Scotty's
All
here.
right.
He didn't fall asleep. You weren't talking a lot, so that was the.
Oh my God. You're getting me tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Scotty. We will see you at the Clash. We'll give you the collection of prints. We don't have to ship it. That works out for us. We were going to wait until next Monday to ship that out, but we'll bring those with us. We'll make sure we remember.
All right, refreshing it. How did we get more entries? Oh, I can see a couple people entered now. And for the second win, second print, let's go.
Scuba Steve-O's Aqua.
We don't need Scuba
All
Steve's
right.
still gonna be there too.
2 for 2. All right.
Look at
Seems like
that.
if you go to the Clash, you've got a higher chance at winning our giveaways.
Scuba, you still here?
Are we still getting a tattoo, Scuba Steve?
I forgot about that.
I'm about it if you are.
Rigged. Welcome in, Dr. Anthony. I didn't see that you were here.
I saw that you were here.
And Snoochie Booch. One second. It's always a delay, too.
Or, you know, somebody's going to send him a message to tell him, hey, you won. And he's going to sneak in here and pretend like he was here the whole time.
He was here just a second ago. He was
Yeah.
commenting.
Or he didn't know you were giving out multiple and saw that
Yeah.
Scotty one, and he's like, I ain't watching this channel no more. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Got one more minute.
All right, here's what we're going to do. Draw again. And if he doesn't say he's here before the next winner says they're here, then you lose out, Scuba Steve.
All right, refreshing again. And I keep getting more interested every time I refresh and I've taken away one. And let's spin.
Miss Nicole.
And Miss Nicole, congratulations. Are you here? And Scuba Steve did make his way in here in between there. So Scuba slid right in and got his prize.
And
Sometimes my thing's behind sometimes like 3 minutes. So
and Miss
I know.
Nicole, are you going to be at the Keystone Clash every 3 for 3 here?
That'd be pretty cool. If not, and you are here,
We'll ship it out on Monday, the
Yeah.
following Monday, when we get back from the Clash. Unless there's time before, but I doubt it because we are still running behind.
yep,
We wanted
here.
to have all the bags ready.
Yep,
You're
make
here, but are you going to the Clash?
And if not, you can send it to our email. I just sent it in the comments below, the Garden of Eder, myiput.com. I'm so sorry, that's not it. At gmail.com. That's so funny. And we will ship that out to you. So I'll be looking. I know no Clash, have to work. That's unfortunate. But we will send that out. That was our 3 winners. Thank you everyone for watching. You're supposed to talk now too.
Yeah, I am. I got nothing. It's pretty much wrapped up for the night. I don't know what else to go on. If anybody else has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them now.
Alishon says, "Where is the when and where is the South Carolina event? Daughter is in Columbia, South Carolina. Might make a visit. It is only a 1-day show, and it's from like 10 to 4. It's a very short show, very quick burst.
The 21st of October.
Yeah.
So, and then the week after that, we have a show in South Florida at the Aqua Expo. And then the week after that is Aquashella Daytona here in Florida. So it'll be 3 weeks back to back to back. Won't be quite as venturous as when we did 5 shows back to back to back to back, basically. There is the week before the South Carolina show is jeez Louise, the auction for the Tampa Bay Aquarium Society. So we'll be going to that annual auction the Saturday beforehand.
So Mike B and Maritza from Our Aquatic Universe will be playing, but are looking for people to join them. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know how to play any musical instrument whatsoever.
I know.
We talked about
we like to
this today.
sing. We are just not good at it.
Yeah.
Abstract. Grant was singing all morning, and I just looked at him weird, and he was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna be weird today. Mind your business." Abstract said, "What's a good air pump for about 25 tanks?"
I would get the Alita 40 and then put a pressure valve release on it so that way you don't burn out your pump. Just because it is quiet, it's going to be overkill. You can use an Alita 15, but they're just a little bit loud. That's the pump that we have to turn off before we start the live streams. I have an Alita 100 right here and another Alita 100 right there, and you can't hear either one of those. After 40, they have a different kind of casing, and it's just way quieter. So I definitely recommend starting out with the 40. It is like a $30 price difference from the 15 to the 40, so go for it.
And then
I don't know if you guys heard that. The dog just laid out like the weirdest sigh.
He's so tired. I think he's done for the night. Crip said, fell asleep while stream was going, heard the words ice cream, and Grant giggle. Oh, God. What did I miss?
Just wondering what's the schedule for the ice cream party. Is it Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night? Nobody's told me anything except for there was ice cream, and now I feel like the carrot has been removed from the horse. And you just have a horse in the pasture.
Gina says, use one of the totes you bring products in and put at least 6 air stones in it. Good idea. Good idea. Eduardo said, the photos look great with the kids, though, Shelby. They look happy enough to be close to Disney. Yes, they were super happy. Of course, ice cream and donuts, they were super happy.
I think they had more fun at that show because of all the influencers that they watched, like Jake from Prehistoric Pets and Brian Barchek. The two of them are like their biggest YouTubers that they watch because of all the snakes. Like, I don't let them watch just anything on YouTube. And what I know is safe is those 2 channels, as well as a few others and stuff like that they're into. But it's mainly them too, and they got to meet them and take pictures with them this weekend. So,
Suchi said, have you put out a video on how to cull shrimp as far as what to look for as keepers? I guess how to grade them really.
I'm not sure if we did a video exactly, but I know I did an entire live stream on what to call. But it doesn't really show pictures or good examples. That's like a video that I need to get better at with our library of storing like good clips and stuff. And then eventually we go back and pull those out, and I do better culling videos.
Ashley says, have you ever been to Kilwins at St. Augie? They have fresh waffle cones and really good ice cream too. No, but that's what that salt. What was it? Salt and
The salted straw.
salt and straw, not salted straw. Salt and straw. It was fresh cones being made, so we both got a cone. They're not as good as like you would think.
I wanted like a fresh cone right off the press, and it was definitely one that's been on the assembly line waiting for somebody to pick it up in the order that they were made. So they're not as fresh. But I'm sure if it was too fresh, then it would melt the ice cream, and I don't want that either. So I'm just not going to be happy with cones. I'm not a cone guy. Oh, and Sterling, I sent you a buried female. It's really hard to find females that aren't buried right now at this time of the year. I did find 2 saddled, and then one had some eggs. So hopefully she's still holding when she makes it there.
LaShawn said, I would have fallen asleep. I said, Brandon says, what about the one for last week's question? We already announced that.
Yeah, we had already gone over that.
That was Living Dream Aquatics won that one.
Did they ever respond in chat?
I don't think they've been in tonight. I don't think they've been in.
Well, I will give them until next week. And if they don't answer it, then I have another question for you guys. And whoever answers this one first, you have to comment down in the comment section, not in the live stream comments. Why would it be a good reason to keep the Neocaridina above the Caridina shrimp? Whoever answers that, I have one specific answer in mind. Will take the prize from the Aquatic Living Dream or the Living Aquatic Dream. I can't remember the name exactly, but
Living Dream Aquatics.
they don't take the prize. It is up for grabs for next week.
How is 81 people still watching this? Easy viewer said, can I buy Scales shrimp prints somewhere? Not the shrimp prints, actually.
Not yet.
Those ones
Not
are
yet.
only exclusive to us right now.
We will be getting some prints that we'll be able to sell on our website in the near future.
Yep. And then Snoochie Boo says, will cold shrimp ever throw decent ones if left to breed?
Yes. So you can absolutely buy lower grade shrimp and work your way up. Generally speaking, like I feel with lower grade shrimp, you breed 30, you get 30 babies, and out of 30 of them, 25 of them are going to be ugly, and then 4 of them are going to be okay, and then you might get one nice one. You know what I mean? The trick is then take the 4 okay ones, breed it with the one nice one, and then you get 20 okay ones, 5 bad ones, and then 5 nice ones. And then you breed the 5 nice ones, and you get 20 nice ones, 5 bad ones, and 5 mid ones. What is the laughing
So
at?
you said 40 okay ones, and for some reason my brain thought you said 401k ones, and I'm like, why are you talking about 401k shrimp? Like, that's not a
Listen,
retirement plan. Don't
They
try
are
it.
my retirement plan. I don't know what you're investing in, but I'm investing in more shrimp, and that is where all of the 401k plan is for me. So I'm just letting you know, 401 varieties of shrimp, and then that thing is, retirement done, right? That's how that works.
Yeah.
1,000
Yeah,
shrimp of each
apparently.
401 different varieties, selling for $1 a pop. I like that.
Snoochie Boot says, do high-grade shrimp only produce high-grade babies?
No. So, generally speaking, the more money the shrimp is, the more culls they're going to throw. So, the boas, for instance, are one of the most expensive shrimp. Breeding boas, you get a very small amount of boas. You get a lot of galaxy pintos, you get a lot of steels and other shrimp besides the boas that come out. That's why they're a higher price, and they're considered to be some of the highest grade shrimp out there.
Johnny Best said, Grant, what Caridina species comes second behind tangerine tigers that can handle the both of 2 worlds in water parameters?
I'm gonna say it's a good tie between cheetahs, stardust, and raccoons. I don't have like an answer that's going to be better than one another for those 3. I think they're all, almost as strong as the tangerine tigers. If not, the stardust have proven that they might be as hardy as the tangerine tigers. I think the raccoons and the cheetahs, if I had to put them to the test, would do just as well though. So, we've got a tank down here that just doesn't do very well, and somehow the stardust have taken over. So, and it's tap water; it's not Caridina parameters.
Coro says, Salt and Straw was originally from Portland. What the scoop? Does fortune cookie dough waffle cones super fresh too? That sounds good too.
I had no idea that it was. Oh, it definitely is a chain because they had northern or west coast flavors. So that makes sense.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of people in line that went and read the menu before getting in line, and then walked away because they are some weird flavors.
I was almost like, I don't know anything I want, and Shelby's like, well, you should try the salted donut, guava, and cheese. I'm like, but I don't like cheese. Is it like cheesecake or like cream cheese? Like, what kind of cheese is in this? Like, some of the other flavors were weird enough that it could have actually just been like a cheese, like a Swiss. I don't know what kind of cheese they would pair with guava, but I wasn't ready for that. But it was all right. The slab berry was the berry slab pie was way better.
Okay.
Is Eric Wyrock in here?
Mm-hmm.
Did he volunteer for the guitar thing?
No, but everyone's mentioned it to him.
Oh, okay, good. As long as they threw it out there.
Data Aquatic says if they jump out, they can live in the other tank and not crossbreed. So I don't know what you're talking about on these ones. Are you talking about different shrimp? Because usually if shrimp jump into another tank, they will crossbreed. Some don't. Obviously, Neos and Caridina won't crossbreed. Sometimes they will outbreed each other. Usually one dominates the other, but they don't crossbreed. But different Caridina in the same tank will most likely crossbreed, and then you'll get different types of shrimp. So it really depends on which ones. Oh, are you talking about like if he overflows the tank?
Oh, if you're trying to answer, then yeah, this isn't the right place for you to answer. You got to comment down below, but I'll help you out. That's not the right answer. But Eric, You don't have to do it for everyone either. I'll just give you the extra room key.
Stop. Easy V Rider said, I see on your website you have red and black fancy tigers together. Do they not crossbreed?
So yeah, they do crossbreed, but the thing is, they just make more red and blacks together. They're not going to make browns or create a totally different kind of shrimp that you're going to have to cull out of there. So when we first set up the website, this was many moons ago, many years, and at the first beginning of our breeding with the fancy tigers, we spent $200 per shrimp, and all I got was red males, and I had to cross those with something else, and we got some dancing men. Of the same line, same breeder, everything like that, and ended up crossing them with the black ones. And I was really just keeping the best patterns and not really worried about the colors until we were able to break off and start off enough of each into their own colony and break them off into separate tanks. We have done that now, but back then when we were taking photos, that's just how it was. And not only that, but we kind of like to not undersell anything, so we'll post up lower grade pictures than what we over deliver, under promise.
It's always a great thing to put an uglier picture and then you get better shrimp.
Yeah,
It's much better.
I feel like that's better than what they do on eBay, where they post the really nice shrimp and then you get ugly.
Yeah, or like semi okay, and you're like, I guess it's kind of close, but Thomas said, "Hey, my red crystal shrimp have started turning blue/black in their old age. Is this normal? Should I cull them? They were perfect earlier, and now they're turning black/blue. Red crystal shrimp.
Or red
We would
cherry
need,
shrimp.
Oh, yeah. So it could just be old.
So yeah, some of like the I took a picture of it today. Here, let me. You got this. No, not that one.
Some of my older ones that are in my fire red cherry shrimp and Bloody Marys can do that too.
It's almost like purple, but yeah, it's in old age. You can see some of them are getting kind of like so deep and dark and red that they almost look black. But like Shelby said, the Bloody Marys will tend to do this more if they have any chocolate genes in them. A lot of times, the importers and stuff like that, they don't know if they have red cherries or Bloody Marys or what. So a lot of the people would just name them as red cherries. It's a safe way to go. And because of that, you can have a little bit of different kind of shrimp, as they're technically all red cherry shrimp, right? But it's something that happens with old age. It doesn't mean that they won't breed or that it'll be passed down or won't pass down to the genetics in the shrimp if they bred or something like that. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I think that's what's going on with your blue Galaris. I think it's old age.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's getting old because this Killy, he's looking a little old too.
Yeah.
So
Ashley said, "Is there any Caridina y'all recommend for first timer with Caridina?"
what do you say, Shelby?
Tangerine tigers.
Yeah, tangerine tigers, and then we were talking earlier the raccoons, stardust, cheetahs. It's really whatever one fits your boat, whatever color pattern you like more than the other. I would just go with those.
And then Johnny Best told me to leave you alone, but he clearly doesn't know who you are and how much you rag on me all the time. So
I don't rag on you
no,
for anything. Absolutely
nothing.
not.
Of course not. Abstract says, "Have you ever used Lucky Bamboo with your shrimp?"
Back in the day,
I think
very
we had it
many,
with our
many.
cichlids, though.
We
not
had
our
them with the
shrimp.
Oscars, and then we put it in with the red cherry shrimp once upon a time.
They just don't grow.
But yeah, they didn't grow very well, and I think we put some snails in there, and the snails devoured the Lucky Bamboo as it was just dying off. So it's not a bad thing though. I don't think we put strong enough light on it.
Blue cheese ice cream sounds awful.
Yeah, I would not go near that place. If
Shrimp,
that's on the menu, I'm probably gonna go somewhere else.
shrimp and 80s, he said. Our blue aurora hardy shrimp, and how much estimate is to ship to Wisconsin? Wish I was closer to y'all.
So shipping is a flat rate of $15. If you spend over $100, though, it's free. The Aurora Blues are hardy in a sense that they can take a large range of water parameters. We've kept them in tap water here at the house. They do a little bit better, breed a little bit faster, grow a little bit quicker in the Caradina parameters. But they like do their best in like an old Caradina tank where the pH sits like right at 6.4. With that being said, though, they still breed so slow compared to the Stardust, Tangerine Tigers, and the Cheetahs, and they're the same type of shrimp. They're all Serrata, but they just grow and breed so much slower compared to them. So they're not as hardy as tangerines.
Brandon said, how many generations do you think it takes to officially create a new variant? I wonder if it gets a new category for competition.
It all depends on how lucky you are, because you could breed your very first generation of shrimp and get a mutation that nobody else has ever seen before. Other than that, if I were to say I want to create this black and yellow striped shrimp, it'd probably take you 10 years. Is like a safe bet. I'm not even keeping shrimp for 10 years yet, but I know what I've done since the very beginning of this cross, that I have some black and yellow shrimp, is 8 years in the process. And I think I got another 2 years before I can do what I want with that exact shrimp in mind. I think maybe with the knowledge I have now, I could have gone back in time and restarted it. Maybe I could have done it in 6 to 8 years, but like realistically, you don't get that lucky. It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, selective breeding, and stuff like that. You're trying to put the Aquatron on the website?
Yeah, so what happened is I changed the dry goods and added it's a different link to it, so it's messing up. It's there, but it's only under the see how it's under dry goods, it's not actually under the Aquachar button. So I don't know what happened with that. I'm gonna have to figure that out. It is on the website, it's just in a weird spot. So if you go to our website and just click dry goods and scroll all the way down, you'll see Aquachars there. That is annoying. I'll have to figure that out in a minute. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there you go. That's all I
what
had
it
to
is.
do.
It's fixed.
All right.
That was easy. Okay. I don't know. I didn't see the drop down menu. That's what it was. My bad.
So yes, we have Aquachar.
I told you I added it.
We'll
was
be
there.
bringing some to the show. So
Yeah, that's
have
my
it.
bad. So sorry.
oh, you're good. Any more questions? We're
Okay.
almost coming up on our normal 2 hours, even though we're 15 minutes late into the stream.
Yeah, sorry about that again. Watching the stream while I water change 7 tanks. Nice. That's the best way to watch the stream. Just get caught up on the water changes.
Yeah, I'm usually watching listening to other people's YouTube live streams or past videos while I'm doing water changes. Or what did Scuba Stave say?
You can do it,
that?
Grant. You the man.
Are we still getting tattoos? Was that answered?
I
Scuba
don't
Steve?
know. That's my problem. Matt says, let Shelby go to bed. My eyes are like swollen. They look like they're trying to close on their own. It's so weird.
Yeah,
like
Matt,
this
I
one.
say
Look how
that-
lazy this. Maybe it's this one. I can't tell.
You
looks
say
lazy.
that, and then we get off, and then Shelby's still going to try and do 20 different things to prep in time for the clash. So I'm going to try
Yeah.
and convince her, though,
Oh,
that we
I'm
should
gonna
just
get a
wake up
single bag
earlier.
ready. Oh.
That's what I was saying earlier. We're behind. Yeah,
Stressing
I
out.
know.
Why did you have to mention something? I was actually just so tired I wouldn't have thought about it.
Because you would have thought about it as soon as you shut the laptop. That's what happens.
I'm usually up till like 2 because my brain just rambles on. But thank you, everybody. Can't wait to give everyone their prints and see everyone this weekend at the Clash. Hopefully we can get some videos for everyone. Maybe I'll throw together a short video, or maybe we can live stream from the clash for a little bit, talking to some of the fish fam, do something like that. Get some sort of footage. I did like my Keystone Clash video from last year. I think someone just watched the other day. It's funny.
And Dee Dee, now that you said something, I remember you wanted some hollow-eyed ghosts.
And Aurora Blues.
I don't think I can do the Aurora Blues though. I'm sorry. I just don't have them breeding enough that I want to sell them yet. Until I can get them cracked and they're really just cranking out enough shrimp, I'm not letting go of any of them. If you wanted males, but I don't want to sell them just males to somebody that wants a type of shrimp for breeding. Anything else?
No. Thank
All right.
you so much, everyone that joined us tonight. Sorry we're a little off tonight. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Hope to see a lot of you this weekend. And have a wonderful night.
See you all at the Clash if you'll be there.